Yo, what's going on, people? It's DJ Sketch and welcome back to the channel. And surprisingly, playing Black Ops 4 again. I know, right? Honestly, Modern Warfare is the new hot ticket, so why am I not playing that, right? I'll tell you, in case you didn't see the last video, that game is just not fun. It's not fun. Honestly, can't say I'm too jazzed on running up infinite flights of stairs just to either be met by a claymore or someone up on flight 5 of 15 just waiting in the middle of the doorway with a 725 shotgun. So when I heard there was supposed to be an overhaul with the black market on the 12th with Black Ops, of course I checked that out, because also you have patch went live also on Modern Warfare the same day that also made the 725 inexplicably stronger, even though it's supposed to be getting a nerf. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about what's going on with Black Ops, because actually this is actually rather interesting. So first, to get down to brass tacks, just to get this out there first and foremost, the difference between this game and Modern Warfare is like night and day. Day being that you have to stay in a cave or stay underneath a rock and you can't move, but you have to be able to maneuver your gun and or a claymore around to actually catch all your enemies. And then nighttime is the right time. You actually move around, kick it with movers and shakers, throw around some C4s and drop in some mesh mines while drinking that Makers, you feel me? And so needless to say, I'm also even just playing Black Ops for the first time in a few months. Wow, this is honestly like a breath of fresh air, to be completely honest with you. It was something I never thought I would say, because I hated this game up until this overhaul. I was jazzed on it at first, and that black market came in, and that supply stream came in. I was just about over it, especially with how they were pricing all this stuff. I mean, there was a reticle for $2 at one point, which then they dropped to $1, and then that still wasn't a great move. However, as of recently, now instead of having to use cash or COD points for everything in this game, you can actually now finally trade crates. But that's just the beginning. Now with this game, they completely overhauled the pay to win or pay to gamble aspect of it, to where you didn't know what you were going to be getting with these said crates. So there's actually a deal that's going at the moment. You can the option's still there to use real money. You can either pay 2,400 COD points, or roughly $24 or $25, to get a guaranteed crate of something you can pick finally, or you can do it the OG way and just grind out 50 crates, which honestly you can, for the more or less, rack up. If you play constantly, you'll rack them up in no time. Maybe roughly 2-3 days of gameplay. But if you play this as infrequently as I do, it'll probably take you closer to like 20-30 days. That's if you don't play all the time, which is more or less the route I'm going to go. Because as much as I want to grind this out just to get that Peacekeeper or the AN-94 finally, since I can actually pick the damn weapon that I want, as it was in Black Ops 2 when you could just buy it for $5 outright and then it's yours, boom bam, go have fun. But finally there's something to actually make this game, aside from the fact that it's a lot more fast-paced, even though like graphically you can see that it goes slower, and the older engine, you can definitely see the difference. But at the same time, it's just like people actually move around in this game. You can actually rush and move around and do your thing and actually get more than like 15 plus kill gameplay. It's also even camping out in Modern Warfare, I still didn't get like a kill count over 20. I've also still yet to break like 30 kills in that game, because it is that slow pace, and it's just people just refuse to move. Also, you can get your score streaks once, and either you can die and get them to reset, but even so, once you pretty much get them once, that's essentially the match is either going to be already over because it's going to time limit, or if you got to that point and got your streaks at all, that's because the match is again almost over, because it's either going to time limit or score limit. So this with Treyarch, this is the one thing I can say that I can honestly kind of appreciate as far as things they've done in the last year and a half, because honestly I even said this game was basically done up until this point, and then as luck would have it, this game just came once again, swooped out of the ashes, rose like a phoenix, and all of a sudden this game is the juice again, along with World War II, which I guess also people now have gone back to as well, because Modern Warfare is not doing well. I mean, if you've played the game, you already know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. But for people that haven't played this game yet, like I said in the review, do not buy Modern Warfare. At the very most, rent it or borrow it from somebody, because it is not worth the money. It is not worth the hassle, at least in its current state as it is. with even trying to play that multiplayer. I mean, I guess you can have a good time with it if you like to sit in corners or sit on some rebar, maybe sit on a rooftop somewhere. If that's your prerogative, I mean, you can do that. If you want to stay peeked around like a pile of cinder blocks for 9.5 to 10 minutes, you can totally do that if you want to, but that's totally your choice. And if you want to pay money for that, go for it. Or you can just play Rainbow Six Siege, which again, this game should not be trying to imitate. Or you can play Battlefield, which again, that game should not be trying to imitate, because for the longest time that was the competition. And I'm not sure if they realize, but Battlefield's not doing very good these days either. So why imitate the lesser of the two, especially as far as gameplay and just overall enjoyment is concerned, and also as far as monetary practices. So I swear, like, COD always imitates something. Whatever the hot thing is, they imitate that, but this time they went the other direction, imitated the possibly one of the worst things that was on market the last few years now, with the exception of Battlefield 4 and parts of Hardline. But that's a story for a whole other day. But yeah, so I mean, if you really want something else to play, if you still have Black Ops, this is probably a decent time to check it out. If there are weapons that you didn't get with a supply stream, especially if you felt as burnt as I did, was grinding out the triple plays and all that hoopla and blah blah blah. So there's that if you want to. Again, I'm not sitting here going to condone saying this game is fantastic, because it isn't. But at the same time, if you're as bummed out about Modern Warfare as I am, but still want to have a decent COD experience, pretty much this cycle repeats just about every time a new COD comes out. The new one comes out, for whatever reason, the old one either gets that much better or that much worse, even if that was a pile of dog shit to begin with too. So what do you know, history repeated itself once again, except this time it's the last two games are better than the current one, even though none of which in the beginning were really that great to begin with. So again, take it for what you will. This is totally my opinion, so if you can either agree or disagree, either is totally fine. But yeah, if you want to talk about it, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.